Well, hop aboard the Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. Order now. Head over to mypillow.com. Check out all the great stuff they have. Christmas is coming. But more importantly, spoil yourself. Use promo code Oreo for substantial discounts. Always shop America first and help support our platform here. Want to say thank you. Happy Monday? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like, oh, man. Well, it does feel like a Monday for that sense, but we got home last night. What time was it? About midnight. Midnight last night. That was crazy. 12-hour driving, then working down in Portland Ice facility for 2 days, and then 12 hours back home. We are happy to be here. Might have some other stuff going on tonight. We're going to discuss that. It all depends on the rain. You guys seen that rain we dealt with yesterday. Man, I was white knuckling it the whole way. And yes, I'm white and my knuckles are white too. So that's why. It was, woke up this morning raining and it's still raining. I can hear it hitting the roof. So, we need the rain here in Central California. So we'll take it. Hope everybody's having a good day. Let's jump into the comments really quick. And then we got a raffle to do right now. And then we got a show for you. I'm doing the raffle at the beginning of the show because I don't want people to jump in and say, well, it was raffle. I just want to get in the raffle. It was a 1-day only raffle for the drive home. And thank you for everybody getting in. Susan, how are you doing? Old Uncle Bill's in the house. Check that out. Let's see. Yaya is in the house over there on YouTube. Nola, Electric Rider, says DEI, deport every illegal. Deb V, Sugar Bear, Idaho Nancy, Jan Garner, Nightbot. Hope you're doing well, Jan. Still praying for all the recovery. Susan K. Spencer, I think I already said that. Let's see who else is in here. JH Candy Bar, Renee. It's still raining. Renee's up there in Northern California, and it's still raining there too. Man, we're getting some water here. We need it. Chris B. Let's go down here. And Pine Knot Yoder. What's up? My premium mark is gone. I paid my bill. I can't see any of those from the studio. I don't know what's going on with that. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in on all the platforms. We appreciate you. All those tuning in on Twitch and Kick, we appreciate you also. Thank you so much. But I do got to play this. This is just funny. I woke up and watched it again this morning. One of the videos we did out there. That just it's triggering some folks. It's triggering some folks. Let's take a look. And somebody's going to win this hat or the light up Trump hat here in about 5 minutes. All know Trump is your president. Let's check it out. Check it out, guys. We're going to put this on the ground for the libtards out here. The Timu Tifa. Put your gun down. I just love that it was that full. You know what I just want to show you? He kicks it, he thinks it's $100 bill. He kicks it away from that person so he can keep it for himself. Here comes the head shake. Damn it.
That's right. He's your president. This
is like second grade shit. You guys are so pathetic.
Yeah, I know.
Just remember this.
Oh, man. I love that. I love that. I got to get Roberto to get off his lazy tail so we can go out and do some stuff like that in Fresno. We'll head over to the Tower District, the sinful part of Fresno, and see how they respond to that. I think it was great. I had a great time. Linda says it was so good seeing you out there. Right on, Linda. How are you doing? Yeah, I loved it too. Out of everybody that could have picked that thing up, this guy was over there mouthing off earlier in the live stream, and he had his face mask on the whole time. And it was funny. He took his face mask off just like 10 seconds before that. I don't even think he realizes his face mask wasn't on. But we got a raffle. Check it out. We're going to do it right now. No entries today, as we said yesterday. Check that out. We got that little cutie in the middle, my little In-N-Out burger boy. And so let me get into it. We said on our drive home, anybody that donated in $10 increments would get an entry into the I don't even have one on me right now. Nope, I haven't even cleaned out the car. I am burnt today. Rachel's like, you going to the gym? And I'm like, oh, heck no. But we might have some fun later. I'll be talking about that in a minute. But anybody that entered in to help donate, again, bills, food, gas, lodging, all the stuff we need. And we appreciate you guys more than you know. It can't be done. And again, a lot of people who have tried this before did it for a very long time and with cancel culture. But because of the Oreo Army and your guys' support, we are still able to get out there on the ground, bringing you coverage, not just from the ice facility. It's not in our backyard, but from all over the country. And we're actually going to show you some stuff going on in North Carolina right now with Border Patrol. And as we said, I don't know how long they're going to be there, a couple weeks, but when they hit New Orleans, we might head down to New Orleans, especially if it's epic as what we're seeing in parts of North Carolina where they're doing some crazy stuff. So let me get into the entries really quick. Gandalf got in for 10 entries. Lola, Texas got 2. Old Uncle Bill got 1. There's more, but Uncle Bill got 1 on Rumble. Renee O got 4. Shane, he really wants to win this one, guys. Shane got 4. Penny Loafer. I don't know if any of those folks are in there. This live stream's a lot later than our first live stream, so they might be in here. Nola for 3, and Nola wins. She's not going to give it to Shane. I already know it. Kathy O. I won't say the rest of your last name. I don't do that. Kathy O got in for 2, and Karen. Yeah, I didn't see Karen in here yet. She got in for 20, and Old Uncle Bill for 5. So again, thank you guys. We can't do it without you. We're getting ready to rock and roll. 1 through 15, how many times should I shuffle the names? 1 through 15, and then we're going to get into the show. I just wanted to do this ahead of time so people wouldn't try to enter or wonder why their entry wasn't in, just in case we get our wonderful Rumble rants and super chats. Let's see. First one, 1 through 15. 8. We got 8. So let me put this on the screen right here. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to full screen this. We're going to take off the bottom here so y'all can see. And good luck. Good luck. Let's see what happens. Oh, Karen to OUB. OUB. I know that guy. Congratulations, old Uncle Bill. Thank you. And we appreciate you. Those hats were just epic. I'm still getting X posts from people saying, hey, where can we get the hat? We're working on some stuff right now. To be honest with you, I think they might have more here pretty soon. Again, I got to get all the details together. I got the business card right here, and we'll see how that goes. So congrats, old Uncle Bill. Welcome to the Winners Club, the Winners Circle. Now let's get into it. Where are we at? We're already 11 minutes into the show. So let's get into the meat and potatoes into the poll. So every once in a while, I'll show you some crazy videos. We always do, not always, but sometimes. Send it to Trina. Send it to Trina. Old Uncle Bill wants that to go to Trina. Trina, do me a favor. Email me your address, and I will get this shipped out tomorrow. And thank you. And thank you for the generosity, old Uncle Bill. And thank you for all your help, Trina. So that's awesome. That's awesome. There's a video of a woman who crashed on an electric scooter right in front of a vehicle, guys. And the driver ran right over her. And I'll tell you this beforehand, because it's kind of, you don't like that stuff, turn away. But thankfully, the woman survived. Take a look at
It
this.
happened in seconds.
This is crazy. Let's see. Let me see if I can put this up and put it right here. Okay.
It happened in seconds. You see, the 18-year-old fell off an electric scooter on Union Avenue at South 2nd Street last Friday night. She landed in front of a Toyota RAV4, a small SUV. When the light turned green, the RAV4 pulled forward. It appears at the last second, the woman tucks her head in, away from the SUV's tire, but the car still drags her into the intersection. According to the police report, the driver said she stopped when she heard screams. The woman who was hit was taken to the hospital, but police say she was released hours later with bruises on her face and arm. We talked to people walking through this intersection who say this heightens their fears of electric scooters.
It wasn't the electric scooter. I don't know why she didn't see the lady falling down, right? I mean, maybe she was paying attention over here. Something was going on. I don't know. She stopped. She's not, it wasn't like it was vindictive or anything like that. But holy cow, we covered a story last week too, where that guy got ran over and he got up and walked away. And I'm thinking, oh man, that's the last thing I want, guys. That's the last thing I want. But miracles can happen, guys. And that miracle saved her life. I thought this was interesting. It looks like we're going to have another contender for California governor. Now, I'm going to give you some hints. He slept with a Chinese spy. That's right. Eric Swallowswell is going to be jumping in the California governor's race. I guess he's going to be going on Jimmy Kimmel this week to announce this. Like, Katie Porter. I mean, we have Gavin Newsom right now, one of the worst governors, probably not even just in the history of California, but in the United States, who's now vying for that 2028 presidential election. But if you think what Eric Swalwell has done. I mean, he's just an anti-Trumper. He went after J6ers. Again, there's a lot of things. I would be interested in finding out when he's going to be arrested for all the things he did on all the committees and all the information they lied about to the American people. That would be great. But Eric Swallowswell of all people, when I heard that, it didn't surprise me. But you know what? Actually, think about it, him and Katie Porter would make a perfect couple, huh? I think so. How about this? Sonia Shaw. Why do I always do that? Sonia Shaw tweeted this out today. We've been covering what's been going on with, we go to a lot of school board meetings. We live stream a lot of school board meetings. And when we do, we've been to where Sonia Shaw is the president of that school board. We've been to plenty of meetings there, seen the radicals outside that want teachers to keep secrets away from students or from parents. Sorry. So if your child goes to school and mental health issue, confused, going through some changes, puberty, whatever, and they just don't know what their body's doing. Well, we have teachers that purposely and, oh, well, maybe you're in the wrong body, all these other things. And so when I think it was Chino Hills, which is where Sonia Shaw is the school board president, they passed something that said, hey, no secrets. You can't keep secret, you teachers. If there's something going on with the children, you got to notify the parents. They are, it's not our children. That's the parents. They need to be going on because, think about it. We all had secrets from our parents when we were going to school. Nothing like that. But I'm thinking back in the day, if I was caught with a pack of cigarettes, which was bad, but not half as bad as chopping off my wiener, the school would have contacted my mom. Even back then, if you had stuff with explicit material on it or pornography or anything like that, your parents were going to be notified. I mean, in order for me to watch a video in school, and even now, still to this day, I have to sign a permission slip for my son. So, there's been a lawsuit going on, and I just find this really interesting. Sonia Shaw was heading into court this morning, and look at her tweet. It said, heading into court this morning, and the hypocrisy is unbelievable of AG Rob Bonta and Tony Thurmond and Gavin Newsom. Late Friday, the California Attorney General and education officials suddenly claimed that the gender secrecy rules in prison were just an error, right after millions full-time staff and paid many activist groups helping design a system to keep parents in the dark. So now, remember, they had the gender secrecy, meaning you have Johnny go to school and says, you know what, I want to be a girl and I want my name to be Jessica. They would keep that a secret from you in California. We've covered it extensively. Now they're saying out of nowhere that was just an error. And it said, but don't forget, these same officials sued us for daring to tell parents the truth about their own children. Meanwhile, they are training teachers statewide to hide gender transition behind parents' backs. Said they lied to parents, they lied in court, and when the receipts came out, they panicked and pulled their main defense under threat of sanctions. This is corruption, this is ideological warfare, and today they get called out in front of a federal judge. Let's go. These people should be put in prison for what they're doing to our children. No child is born in the wrong body. What they're doing, and we've actually covered cases as far as schools taking children in to get hormone therapy is what they call it. We call it mutilization, sterilization. And I just think it's great that the Friday before the weekend, they go in there and say, oh, just an error, guys. Even though we've sued multiple school districts The left called it an outing policy. These children will die when they get home. Remember all those school board meetings we went to? Just a bunch of lies and a bunch of craziness. No, you might have some parents that are extremely concerned about their child. That's what it is. Parents love their children. Parents, they are their parents' children. They're not the schools. We had teachers at one of the school board meetings up north says they know they can do better than the parents. And that's what the Teachers Association and all these other just radicalized groups that are involved with the indoctrination of our children, that's what they feel. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I wanted to let you guys know about this. And I seen this video also of Jamie Raskin. Now, right now, Democrats are hurting. They can say Trump's poll numbers, this person's poll numbers, but in reality, Democrats are hurting right now. We see it every day. Registration is going great for Republicans when it comes to registering voters, new voters. And we talked about the Democrats' identity crisis. You had a New York elected mayor who is a openly admitted communist. Free this, we're going to tax the rich to pay for it all. Kind of like the Bernie Sanders of New York, but even worse. And you had some in the party, Chuck Schumer, wouldn't admit it who he voted for. He said, I'm just going to support whoever wins. Because a lot of the people in the party know how radical the Communist Party is. You have these far left groups, Communist Revolutionaries, and all these other groups, Democrat Socialist of America, that work. I mean, even here in Fresno, when you look at some of the candidates, Miguel Arias, right in line for years with Democrat Socialist of America. And so I want you to listen to how they are trying to bring anybody in. Remember, the Democrats are the party of victimhood. They grabbed onto these people with mental health conditions and said, you know what? These people are okay. They're perfectly normal. If they identify as that, the Republicans are bigots and everything else. Well, listen to what he says here, especially after recently Marjorie Taylor Greene went off on her better than you stunt ever since even before The View. We covered that. But listen to what he says and how desperate the Democrat Party is.
Let me just say a couple more things, you great Florida Democrats. One of them is we are a big tent. We must be a huge, vast tent. I say this is a party that's got room for Marjorie Taylor Greene if she wants to come over.
You heard that right. I know there's some people right now saying, take her. They have room for Marjorie. The Democrat Party has room for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Man, I didn't have that on today's bingo card, folks. Even though everything else I had on today's bingo card came true, I did not have Jamie Raskin saying that they have room for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I thought she was QAnon. I thought she was this wild conspiracy theorist. Whatever suits the Democrats, right? Whatever can get them. They don't care how they get it. They're having some problems right now, obviously, because of deportation. Once 20 million people are going to be deported, they're going to lose more representation in the next census. I pray that a miracle of God could come down and we could do a census right now, only counting legal citizens, because that's how it should be. And then Democrats would be in a whole heap of trouble. So another thing that came out, obviously, when Democrats were forced literally to stop the government shutdown, they had their elections, they fired up their base. We told you that they would be voting. There would be some going over to vote to open up the government, Democrats caused SNAP benefits to be removed from people that actually need it. I know there's a lot of fraud, but there is some families out there, some people going through hard times, and everybody deserves a temporary hand up. We don't need a lifelong handout. Well, what was the first thing that day that they did? They released pretty much old emails and Epstein. And I want you to listen to this. Somebody asks Chuck Schumer, why weren't the Epstein files released under Biden? And again, I don't know if this guy, it's his age. I don't know if he's just got, what do you call it, Biden dementia. But listen to what he says. I'm going to put this on the board for you right here.
Okay. Senator, on that note, just I guess a question that's out there. Why wouldn't they have been released last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Why wouldn't they be released over the last 4 years when President Biden was president?
That's the question every American is asking. Or not every American, but so many Americans are asking. What the hell is he hiding? Why doesn't he want them released? When you don't want something like this released, when even a whole lot of Republicans are calling for the release, his own party members, people ask the question, what's he hiding?
Now, I'm going to play that again. What was Biden hiding? I'm going to refresh it so it doesn't, hopefully, buffer there. Listen.
Okay. Senator, on that note, just I guess a question that's out there. Why wouldn't they have been released the last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Well, that's the question every American is asking. Or not every American, but so many Americans are asking.
So he's asking why, what's the big deal? What's the scoop? Why didn't Biden release these emails if they had so much incriminating stuff on Trump? And you guys, that's all you're talking about too right now? Every day, your tweets, everything, a distraction from the fact that it was Democrats who shut down this government because they were pouting and couldn't get their way? Did you hear his response? Why didn't you guys push for any of this stuff to be released under Biden? We all know it's a distraction. They want to distract away from, and Trump actually talks about this. We've had a lot of good things go on recently. And, whether it's the peace agreements across the country, whether it's making negotiation and deals, all that stuff has been going on. And they're like, we can't talk about this. Coffee's up. I thought that was a great one. Then they started talking about beef prices. Well, we covered beef prices, and we know they rose significantly under Biden, more than they have under Trump, and they didn't talk about it once. It's all a distraction. It is all a distraction, and we're going to get into some of that. Listen to what Bill Maher even says about it. No conservative here, but take a listen to this.
It's not over. We can get back to the important business of government reading a dead pervert's emails.
Listen to that.
It's not over. We can get back to the important business.
He said, since the shutdown's over, we can get back to the important business
of government reading a dead pervert's emails. We're doing this again?
They're doing this again. They're doing this again. Check that out.
Epstein, again? We're doing this again?
Hold on, let it buffer through this. I don't know what this is.
Again, Epstein? Have you been following the Epstein story? I feel like I've seen this movie 4 times. Right, where they release it, and then there's always more. So this week, Democrats release some, of course, each party's going to try to get the other one to say Trump is guilty or not. Democrats release some stuff damaging to Trump. Then Republicans release their own stack of emails. Does everyone have emails? When you get elected, they give you your security badge, the key to your office, and here's your box of Epstein files. They just release them endlessly. I mean, they're like Beatle tracks from the vaults. They just keep coming out.
Even he's calling it out for what it is. And as much as I want the truth to come out. I want people to be held accountable. I'm not worried about my people being involved in this. I am a little worried about what could come out, I guess you could say, whether it be bigger than what I think most people could imagine, where it does have a financial impact on every American. It has a financial impact on our banking system. It has an impact on our relation with foreign governments. I mean, all that, hey, some people say, well, just let it. My family can starve. I don't know, but we'll have to see how that goes. And Trump was in the Oval Office today. We're going to get into some of his comments. He speaks on this. We have FIFA coming up, and I believe the president of FIFA was in the Oval Office with him. They talked some of that, and it's amazing some of the questions he answered. Because again, he doesn't just walk out of the room; he answers questions. He loves answering questions. This guy, remember during COVID, I just love that. He went in through COVID. And he did like every day, he was the press secretary for like 30, 45 minutes. Remember that? I mean, it was crazy. It was the only time I ever seen the media get tired of him. Take a listen to this.
This Reid Hoff.
He talks about the Epstein files today. Take a listen. You decide.
We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others, they're all Democrats. All I want for people to recognize a great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower, on energy, on ending 8 wars and another one coming pretty soon, I believe. We've done a great job. And I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know that. Unfortunately, like with the Kennedy situation, with the Martin Luther King situation, not to put Jeffrey Epstein in the same category, but no matter what we give, it's never enough. You know, with Kennedy, we gave everything and it wasn't enough. With Martin Luther King, we gave everything and it's never enough. We've already given, I believe the number is 50,000 pages, 50,000 pages. And it's just a Russia hoax as it pertains to the Republicans. Now, I believe that some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, but they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all. And we'll see what happens. What I just don't want Epstein to do is detract from the great success of the Republican Party, including the fact that the Democrats are totally blamed for the shutdown. You know, they cost our country hundreds of billions of dollars with that, at a lot of inconvenience. So I'm for any. I don't. They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them.
That's right, they were, and we're gonna see. We're going to see some interesting stuff. Again, it doesn't matter what goes out, Democrats every time. Remember what they did last week? The old email they released? They retracted the name of the victim because that victim had already came out on record and said that Trump was a complete gentleman, that, you know, she hopes that he releases the Epstein files to get the real criminals and pedos behind all this. But Democrats didn't want you to know that. It took them getting called out. Sorry, I was putting something up for later. Let me accept this. Where is it going to open up at? Okay, there it is. Okay, cool. We got something to show you here in a little while. But again, this is more of the same. During that same press conference in the Oval Office, there was a lot of stuff talked about. There's also, he signed an executive order where he was adjusting some of the tariffs, the reciprocal tariffs. Some things are now exempt: coffee, tea, cocoa, spices, banana, oranges, tomato, beef, fertilizers, and a few other items. Because again, that's what you do. You adjust. He's out there adjusting these things for the American people. And it was interesting with all these trade agreements. If you listen to him, his voice is a little raspy. Take a look at this. Take a listen to what he says. I just love this of a president. He fights for the American people, and he fights for what he believes is right. And take a listen.
Health of the president's always news. Your voice sounds a little rough. Are you feeling all right?
I feel great. I was shouting at people because they were stupid about something having to do with trade in a country, and I straightened it out. But I blew my stack at these people.
They're so stupid. That is your president. That is not Biden with an auto pin in another room doing all the work of the president, having your staffers do everything. He goes in his room and they're telling him one thing about trade or one of these tariffs with a country, and he's not having it. He is dead set. One of his favorite words were tariffs. And he's going to prove to you, me, and the American people. And it's not overnight. Again, we didn't get in this mess overnight. When Joe Biden passed, I just love the name, the Inflation Reduction Act, the next day, beef didn't go from $3.99 a pound ground beef to $5.99 a pound, or no. And that's exactly how the reverse will work. You can't fix something overnight. There's also some issues I have that the Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Warrens, I think they need to work on some stuff as far as some of the regulations that will also bring beef prices down. I know she mentioned it like 3-4 weeks ago, but I haven't seen anything come in. Now, obviously, with the president of FIFA there, listen to what he says about all this. I just love this. It's one of those, oh, everything went away. One of those moments. Take a listen.
If we think there's going to be a sign of any trouble, I would ask Johnny to move that to a different city. We have a lot of cities that, if we think there's going to be a sign of any trouble, I would ask Johnny to move that to a different city. We have a lot of cities that would love to have it number one, and we'll do it very safely. So if we think there's a problem, Seattle, where you have a very, very liberal/communist mayor, I would say, it's certainly beyond just liberal. I watched her over the weekend. Wow, that's another beauty we got there.
He's talking about the mayor of Seattle, where the cup is supposed to be held.
But if we think there's going to be a problem, Johnny, can I say we will move? I don't think you're going to have this problem, but we're going to move the event to someplace where it's going to be appreciated and safe.
Yeah, well, I think safety and security is the number one priority.
We covered the Seattle mayor last week before we took off. Again, very similar to Mamdani in New York City. These people keep electing these folks that are going to, hey, criminals aren't criminals. And that's why the crime's so high in some of these areas and taxes are so high. And this was a funny right here. Listen to what Trump says. This has nothing to do with policy or anything else. A reporter was asking a question and Trump misunderstood it. And listen to what he says here. And then we're going to get into some of the immigration stuff and what's going on in North Carolina. Take a listen to this.
But I blew my stack at these people.
Well, it sounds like there's a follow-up there, but can I ask you about Venezuela? You suggested...
Sounds like there's what?
It sounds like there's a follow-up there, but can I ask you about Venezuela?
I thought you said there was a polyp. And I said, I don't want to hear that.
President Trump said, I thought you said there's a polyp. I don't want to hear that. Like the dude, oh man, it's so great to have a comedian and a great leader in the White House. That is absolutely epic. He was also asked, and we're going to get into it. Remember, when we were in Portland, I did a quick live stream in the day that wasn't on the ground at the ice facility, but saying I wish I would have brought more equipment. I would be doing a live stream of what's going on in Mexico City. Well, he was asked about even possibly using a little bit more force on the cartel in Mexico. I want you to listen to this. This says a lot, and he talks about how it's looking in Mexico right now.
Would I launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? It's okay with me. Whatever we have to do to stop drugs. Mexico is, look, I looked at Mexico City over the weekend. There's some big problems over there. If we had to, would we do there what we've done to the waterways? You know, there's almost no drugs coming in through our waterways anymore. Isn't it down like 85%?
It is, sir.
I don't know who the 15% would be.
Yep.
It wouldn't be you.
No, that's for sure.
No, I think it's been,
Tons and tons.
you would say that's a big signal.
Absolutely.
We have almost no drugs coming into our country by the sea, by, the waterways. And you know why, okay? I mean, it's pretty obvious. Would I do that on the land corridors? I would look, every boat we knock out, we save 25,000 American lives, not to mention the destruction of families. These families are decimated forever. The mother, the father, the children, they never recover really from it. When you lose somebody, like the way they live, if you lose them, but the way they die is horrible.
Is it something?
So when we knock out a boat and we save 25,000 lives, that's great. Now, do I feel the same way about the corridors that they use? We know every one of them. We have every one of those corridors under major surveillance. We have nobody coming in through our southern border. But we know exactly how they get their things here, how they get the drugs here, fentanyl, cocaine. Colombia has cocaine factories where they make cocaine. Would I knock out those factories? I would be proud to do it personally. I didn't say I'm doing it, but I would be proud to do it because we're going to save millions of lives by doing it.
Would you only do it with Mexico's permission, though?
I wouldn't answer that question. I've been speaking to Mexico. They know how I stand. We're losing hundreds of thousands of people to drugs. So now we've stopped the waterways, but we know every route. We know every route. We know the addresses of every drug lord. We know their address. We know their front door. We know everything about every one of them. They're killing our people. That's like a war. Would I do it? I'd be proud to. I'd probably go into Congress and say, hey, and you know what? The Democrats and the Republicans would both agree, unless they're crazy. And they are a little crazy on the Democrat side. But we have lost hundreds of thousands of people a year, death. And that's not talking about family destruction. That's talking about death.
So there you have it. And Trump usually does it like this. He sends a message and a warning pretty far in advance. If you remember when the nuclear facilities were struck, he mentioned that probably 3-4 times that we have some pretty big bombs if they don't want to come to the table and negotiate. And he gave them a certain amount of time. And when they didn't, boom, I'm not playing around. And it looks like that settled them down for a little while, right? So this is interesting. And the reason why it's interesting is I'm going to play a couple videos here. There's an interview here. But in Mexico, some of the youth that are finally, we covered, was it last week? The beginning of last week, one of those mayors that was begging President Sheinbaum of Mexico to help with the cartel problem. Please, he was standing up against cartels. He was assassinated. The youth, mainly the youth, is standing up against the cartel president that's in bed with the cartel. I'm going to play this video really quick, and then we'll get into some of the videos and highlights. But listen to this. This is a senator from Mexico She went on Fox News and listen to what she
Yes,
says.
it is. And we all Mexicans know about it.
The president of Mexico is furious. She's calling Mexican Senator Lily Tellez a traitor for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help and trying to support Mexicans against the cartels are the narco politicians. That includes President Sheinbaum.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum responding, saying, quote, "It's not a minor issue that a senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention." Here to discuss is that Mexican Senator Lily Tellez. Senator Tellez, welcome to Fox Noticias. I'm just going to get right to it. Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes, it is. And we all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels that have infested our nation.
The alliance between the Mexico's government and the cartels. We went to Mexico plenty of times. We covered the human trafficking, and it is full of corruptions. A lot, not all, but many of the police forces are in bed with the cartels. The officers get paid off for turning a blind eye or giving them intel on where things are going to be. And it's been like that for a long time. When we were down there, I mean, anything as simple as breaking the law down there, even especially if you're American, you just got to pay a fine, whatever that fine is. And these people reap so much money off the cartels. Some of the community had a little issue with this. This is from BG on the Scene. It was called Capitol Chaos. They were at in Mexico City at the Capitol. What do they call it? The presidential palace or something like that. And this was the protest. Left more than 100 officers injured. They are rising up. Those steel walls that you see that the president of Mexico had installed were pulled down. Look at this. There's some other videos we'll show you right now. They are obviously dealing with their own thing. This is, I think this is the first generation, I guess you could kind of say, in Mexico to have information at their fingertips. And they are getting all this. They're seeing the assassinations. They're seeing cartels murder people. And they've had enough. They've had enough of their corrupt government. This was another one. This was there's some pretty violent video that was there over the weekend. This is from Mostly Peaceful Media. I mean, there was so much video going around of what was going on there. And again, Mexico has done nothing to stop the cartels. We did work, Cash Patel worked with, and there's more drugs than just fentanyl. Fentanyl's really bad. We see what fentanyl does. We talk about the fentanyl nod. we've had cocaine and methamphetamines come over the southern border, marijuana, with Mexico not doing anything to prevent it. It's really good for the Mexico economy. I mean, when your biggest export is your citizens and the drugs they create. And we had Kash Patel last week do the press conference where he said that he has worked with China to stop all the precursors that go into making fentanyl. So all these things that were being trafficked into Mexico and Venezuela and other countries to make fentanyl, that they're finally aligning with us and going to be working with us to prevent that from happening. It's going to be interesting. And Trump talking about, hey, he already talked to the president of Mexico. Remember, she denied his effort when he offered his offer to help out with those cartels. And again, our intelligence agencies know where a lot of these drugs are coming from, where the drug stash houses is, where they're being manufactured in Mexico. Our intelligence knows that. So does the president of Mexico. But she's allowing it to happen because she is bought and paid for by the cartel. And now that they're a foreign terrorist organization, thanks to President Trump, things could be happening. We're going to get into immigration, illegal aliens, crazy liberals, Democrats, and give you some updates. Today, the United States Attorney in California, Bill Asili, said today we filed a lawsuit to strike down California's unconstitutional law aimed at unmasking the faces of our federal agents, which will allow criminals to dox them. Now, Scott Wiener, Groomer Wiener, as we like to refer to him, and others, they don't care if Antifa and the far left group, BAM and all those, that they go to all black blocs and they destroy and assault citizens in the street. They don't care. But what they do care about is our immigration and customs enforcement going out to the streets and arresting these illegal alien criminals. And so they want them doxxed. It happened in California, in Southern California. So I started wearing masks. Border Patrol started wearing masks. Their families, there's been over 1,000% increase in assaults on ICE agents. We're going to show you some that happened in North Carolina. And so United States Attorney Bill Asili filed that lawsuit. He says assaults against federal agents have exploded over the last few months, thanks to in part to reckless political rhetoric aiming to delegitimize our brave agents. And prayers for these agents. Thank you for your hard work. We appreciate it. Speaking about illegal aliens and what's an illegal alien, I was actually shocked to see this from CNN. They actually admitted the truth because they're saying, oh, these people aren't criminals. If you came into this country illegally, you're a criminal. Listen to this. I'm sure this didn't make those communists that want to destroy this country happy.
What the president had said is we're going to get the criminals out of the country. And what the people who work for him have said is we don't care if they have actually committed crimes here. They see the crime, which it technically is, of being in the U.S. without being a citizen illegally.
Did I hear that correctly? Which it technically is. You don't hear Democrats saying that. Actually, you hear them saying the opposite. And so these people are upset because Trump, mass deportations. It's what he campaigned on. That was one of his biggest campaign promises. Listen to this. Now we have immigration enforcement operations going on in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to show you some videos of that. We're going to show you people obstructing that, but check out this Fox News clip. Listen.
Say immigrants are now afraid to go outside.
They're having their kids who are citizens go and pick up their clothes and food for them. It's terrifying to pretty much know that at any moment a federal agent can just come out and abuse you just because of the way you look, you know?
Which is not going on, by the way.
There was also a small protest at a local DHS office yesterday. We know 2 people were arrested, unclear why as of now. And the community also held an emergency meeting yesterday about all of this. Dana.
The community. So Democrat Socialist of America is not my community. Revolutionary Communist is not my community. These are the activist groups, the far left radicals, the Trump derangement syndrome folks that put illegal aliens ahead of American citizens. Here's just some of what was going on in North Carolina. This was from Homeland Security, and we've seen this video. I think it from who published it originally. It said law enforcement officer injured during enforcement operations. Think about how brazen these people are. It says this afternoon in Charlotte near University City, a United States citizen weaponized his vehicle, driving a large van at law enforcement while they were conducting an operation. He immediately fled the scene, starting a dangerous high-speed chase through a densely populated area. During the chase, he attempted to ram into law enforcement vehicles, posing a serious public safety threat. As agents were boxing him in, the driver proceeded to ram law enforcement vehicles in an attempt to escape. When the driver was arrested, a firearm was found inside the vehicle. Wow, another firearm off the street. Democrats, aren't you excited? It says one law enforcement officer was injured. The perpetrator has prior arrest for resisting law enforcement, public disturbance, and intoxication, disruptive content. Check this out. This is crazy. Right on an intersection, guys. These people don't care about the safety of anybody.
Like this! Hey, they chasing the Migos! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him!
Now, all bets are off if I'm an law enforcement officer and you ram me with your vehicle. That's attempted murder. It's time to open fire on these people. If they're innocent, let God decide. Because these people are endangering many in the community. They are absolutely reckless. Here's another video from Freedom News TV of an arrest. It says, I believe right now, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll double check my numbers, but what I was reading this morning, there's about 150,000 people in North Carolina that have already had their due process and have orders of deportation. So when they're not getting due process, they've already got it. They've didn't abide by the rules. And take a look at this arrest right here. This is what should be happening, just arresting people that are no obstruction. This is how it usually goes down when there's not people obstructing them. But there's more. There's more. They can't all go that smooth, right? Check this out. Some illegals ran from Border Patrol, and the left-wing agitators who are out there harassing them in Charlotte, North Carolina, they warned them, clear out or we're going to start throwing tear gas. Take a look at this video. These people are insane. We need patriots to stand up.
You better start clearing out! You better start clearing out! You better start clearing out! Let's start throwing gas in here! Hurry up! Yeah, you're a fucking bottle! Look at that! You piece of shit! Let her go! Let them alone! Look at that! Clear out!
Look at that! Now, know, they say they're deporting American citizens. I'm ready to start deporting these if they are.
Get out!
Fuck you, motherfucker! Fuck you! Where the other one at?
Our city. Get the fuck out of my city!
Look at that.
Get the fuck out of my city!
We need, I wish we could mobilize a group of patriots to go, and obviously it costs a lot of money, but go out to these cities and do what we did when we had the Battle of Berkeley or some other events. I am a little disappointed in the administration for not arresting the people that are obstructing. You know, and I'm just going to tell you this right now. We chase police calls. If we were to block an officer from doing their job, we would be in jail for obstructing. If we hit their vehicle, if we open their doors or tried to keep them inside their vehicles by leaning up against their door, it would be entrapment. You can exercise your First Amendment right all you want, and I support that more than anybody you know. But when you're actually cross the line into obstructing, sorry. See if I have another one here. This was another one as well. I believe this was somebody, and you're gonna guess right when you say, why does this person look like they need to belong outside the ICE facility in Portland? This person is very confused, and you can see that here. Take a listen to this.
Mike Banks early last week, and he's telling us that no city is safe, that they will be going everywhere throughout the United States. We know that there are thousands of agents across 25 cities. Next up for Border Patrol, they're going to be going to New Orleans. They've got their sights set on New Orleans.
Oh, what a surprise. Same people that were firebombing Tesla dealerships, the same ones shooting children in Catholic schools.
So what we had here today was assault on a federal officer. This individual assaulted federal officers at a gas station about a mile away, and then engaged officers in a high-speed pursuit, failed to yield to our lights and siren. She traveled down this cul-de-sac here, came to a stop, and was arrested. That's what we know right now.
Thank you. Was it a protester or?
We don't know. At this time, we don't know.
Which vehicle? Any vehicle.
Going to jail. I don't. These people are just unhinged. They're such a small percentage of the population, but account for a lot of the domestic terrorism and what we're seeing out on the streets right here. Just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And then last night, with more of their protest, I want you to take a look at this. I don't know why people hate America so much, but they refuse to leave. Take a look. Yeah, that's in the United States of America, folks. I think we got one more video on this one right here. It says DHS move anti-ICE protesters as they block the roadway out of the Charlotte, North Carolina Homeland Security facility. So you guys get the point. And it won't be long until we get another breaking story of one of these unhinged radical leftists. Last time they tried to kill ICE officers as a sniper on a roof, they actually killed 2 illegal alien detainees. It's going to be right around the corner. I thought this was interesting. You know, the story. Now, this guy kind of looks white to me because they said they're only deporting brown people, which is what the majority of illegal aliens are, according to the countries they come from. But I want you to look at this story right here. My posts about this are being throttled, but I'll try one more time. This Roman Sarutsev has lived here since age 5. Tomorrow he'll be taken from his U.S. citizen wife and 2 young daughters and deported to Ukraine. Well, he'll be conscripted into the army. Oh, the poor guy. Now, do they ever tell you the whole story? When you come here, whether you're DACA, whether you think you're DACA, whatever it is, there is limitations and that you got to be held accountable for what you do. DHS, take a look at his rap sheet. Take a look at his rap sheet. This criminal illegal alien has a history in violence, including assault with a deadly weapon, multiple counts of burglary, multiple counts of carjacking with a firearm, trespassing onto private property, multiple counts of taking a vehicle without owner consent, possession of a hypodermic needle syringe, receiving stolen property, multiple counts of conspiracy to commit a crime. I would like to deport American citizens with that kind of criminal history. So you're not going to get any sympathy from me. These are the bad guys. It doesn't matter. They have an extensive background, a criminal background. And what do we do? Oh, we're going to protect them. It won't be long till a Democrat senator, is having margaritas or some Russian cocktail with this guy. It's just insane. Good job, DHS. Good job, our federal law enforcement partners. And one thing that happened over the weekend, and we wanted to cover for you, and we've talked about it before, a lot of these people are getting employed illegally. They do not have status to work here in the United States. And I've always said we need to go after the employers. If you take away the incentive, when you take away the 5-star hotels, when you take away the government-funded healthcare, when you take away these things, there's not a whole lot of reason to be here if you're not living off the taxpayer or working illegally. Take a listen to this. This is over the
Deported a
weekend.
lot of other people too.
Exactly.
Who were just in the country illegally, at least over the first couple of days. And
130 arrests as of
Todd
yesterday.
Lyons said it's not going to stop just at apprehending criminal illegal aliens. Listen to what he said.
We're going to focus on the worst of the worst, but we're also going to make sure if you're here in the country legally, we're going to get you out. And to the employers who employ and attract a lot of these illegal aliens that come in and steal American jobs, we're going to focus on those American companies as well.
Now, there's all of these protests to say, okay, you're not just focusing on criminal illegal aliens, you're focusing on folks who are just in this country illegally, you're focusing now on employers. But this is exactly what the Obama administration did in 2012, 2013, 2014. They went after criminal, they prioritized criminal illegal aliens, but they deported a lot of other people too.
Exactly.
Who were just in the country illegally, and there wasn't a huge hue and cry from the left about that.
If you're in this country illegally, you made two choices, not just to enter the country illegally or stay in the country illegally, but now you have a choice as well. You can leave now, take a $1,000 exit bonus, free flight home, and then potentially return the right legal way. But if you don't, the message is very clear. We will arrest you. But I also think that there are more facts here as well. There's about 1,400 criminal legal aliens that right now are in North Carolina in Charlotte's jails that they refuse to turn over to ICE law enforcement. If those sanctuary city politicians would work with us and actually let us into their jails to take out these MS-13 gang members, murderers, serial child rapists, which I've seen these lists of people, they are heinous individuals who are in these jails. If they are released back into Charlotte and not turned over to ICE, they will go on to re-perpetuate.
Exactly. If it wasn't, that just goes and shows you that Democrats are protecting the criminals, the worst of the worst, because they refuse to hand those people over to ICE so that they could be processed and deported. I thought this was a win. I got an update after this, and then we're going to talk about something we probably will be doing tonight. It says, from Miami to San Diego, schools around the U.S. are seeing big drops in enrollment of students from immigrant families. That was from ABC News. I consider this a win. Our schools have been impacted. Our school system is just, in many areas, almost all the areas are crazy. But when you have children that don't speak the language, it takes away from American citizen students. And I think this is a good thing because you know what? Again, something else they don't pay for, education. They're not paying taxes. Well, they pay taxes. We've already went through this. We've done the whole breakdown. That's another lie, just like they're only here to pick vegetables, guys. But I think these big drops are a good sign. And you know what? If you want your child to get an education and you can't send them here to the United States, maybe you're going to go back home where you can send your child to school. Maybe you'll realize you've made a mistake. Joe Biden's no longer in charge of the country, and we have law and order back. So I thought that update was one. And last week, we also covered a staffer for Senator Tammy Duckworth. You remember the staffer that went in there, lied that he was a legal representative of one of the detainees and got this detainee arrested. DHS put this out. It was pretty big news. Literally marked a box on a form that he was the legal attorney representative for this person. And people were calling on Tammy Duckworth like, wow, go after her. She released a statement today to Todd Lyons, the acting ICE director. And it said, Dear Acting Director Lyons, I am writing in response to your November 12th, 2025 letter regarding interactions between an employee of my Senate office and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE officers at the St. Louis ICE field offices. Upon reviewing the matter, I can confirm that neither I nor my leadership team was aware of, authorized, or directed what your letter describes as the employee's conduct. My office has terminated the employment of said employee effective November 17, 2025. This person literally worked for Tammy Duckworth, a U.S. senator. This is what I'm talking, a Democrat. This is what they will do. Imagine You've never seen any Democrat go and fight for American citizen that was in jail. There is American citizens that are wrongfully being detained, that don't have the representation they deserve, that aren't being treated fairly in our facilities, our prisons, our jail systems. They're not showing up unannounced to visit to make sure that these people are getting their rights. Only if you are an illegal alien. This is how desperate they are to keep the votes, keep the congressional representation. That's why they're fighting for mass amnesty. If they get their way, folks, your voice is gone forever. If Trump would have lost this last election, you could have kissed this country goodbye. We would have never had Republican leadership again. We would have never had conservative leadership. It would have been done. Press secretary posted this. Remember the judge that has now been charged by sneaking an illegal alien out of the back of the court? Well, I thought this was great news. That illegal alien was arrested, but now ICE has deported him. That was in Wisconsin, so that didn't work out well for her, did it? And then I wanted to bring this up. Hold on, let me minimize this really quick. I want to go over this way. Let me do this. Close these. Will it go over there now? Yes, it will. I didn't have time to pull up all the videos or anything like this. Where's this at? But tonight, if it's not raining like crazy, I'm trying to work everything out. And we got, obviously, Black Friday coming up. So every year now, how many years has it been? 2 or 3? This might be 4. I have to go back and look. That's how my brain works. But we do the Oreo Army annual Christmas toy drive. And last year, we bought a lot of bikes for kids. And so tonight I might be chasing police calls and seeing if we can, how long it'll take us to hit our goal. Our goal's always been $1,000, and we've hit that, I think, every year. I want to say this is year 4. It might be year 3 because we were out of town a lot for the year before. But this was just a little video from last year. Me, Roberto, filling up the carts.
There you go.
Check that out. We had
Really
Kate
got
helping us out.
These
All
carts
these
here
bikes.
full of bikes. That one. The Oreo Army. And we got Caden over here. Caden, come say hi. Peekaboo. Peekaboo.
So I believe, and just to let you know, do not donate to any of my links. We will have a specific Give, Send, Go. That's what I got to work on. And hopefully this rain will go away. It's been raining like crazy, but we want to get this set up so we can pull out the money. And if there's Black Friday deals on Black Friday, go pick up, 15, 20 bikes for the kids out there that are a little less fortunate. And it's a great opportunity for the Oreo Army, especially for, give back to the community here. And to know that some kids will have a pretty big smile on their face at Christmas time. I appreciate everybody who's donated in the years past. So I'm setting up the Give, Send, Go this afternoon. And if the rain goes away, I don't care if it's just slightly sprinkling, but if it's pouring down rain, it sucks through the camera when we're driving, as you know, last night going through the tsunami of Northern California. So look forward tonight for a live stream. And I want to say thank you. Congrats, old Uncle Bill, Trina, for getting your light up hat in that raffle. But I will be setting up the Give, Send, Go for the Oreo Army Christmas drive. And then hopefully it don't take long to raise the money. And then we could just go on and get it done and be done with it. And again, have some good smiles on some kids that are really deserving, but just a little less fortunate. So I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. Join me tonight. Make sure your notifications are on. We will see you later. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you want to help us out, the donation links are on the exit screen. God bless you all and have a good evening.
we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud. Shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a step